English questions about learning English. How many languages do you speak? I speak 2 languages, English and Afrikaans, and I'm currently studying Korean. What are the 4 language skills and which one is most difficult for you? The 4 language skills are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. The most difficult skill for most people is speaking, because even though you learn a language, you read, you write, and you can understand everything, it's another skill to take that knowledge and use it by speaking. When you travel to a new country, what are some key expressions to learn? When I travel to another country, I usually learn hello, thank you, how much is it, where is the bathroom, and goodbye. Other simple words that you can learn is water, how to go, and taxi. But I think taxi is just taxi in most languages. How can you use the internet to learn English? The internet is a fantastic resource and we can find all kinds of information on there, even studying a language. And you can use it in so many different ways. You can search for vocabulary on the internet. You can go onto websites where you can learn English. You can find other people to practice and speak with. There are courses that you can do online. You can watch teachers on YouTube. You can watch videos and practice learning English from there. There are so many tools. We only need to go on there and put in our time and effort to learn. How did your best English teacher help you? My best English teacher helped me become more confident when speaking. Because they focused on speaking and giving me an opportunity to practice and use English a lot in their class, I could feel myself become more confident and fluent the more I spoke. Every teacher should allow their students the opportunity to use English as much as possible. How do you practice speaking English? I practice English in my class with my friends. Sometimes I join a study group where we practice speaking together about different topics. The more you practice, the better you will become. But most people are very shy and they don't like to be embarrassed when speaking out loud. But unless they do it, they will never improve. Who is the best English speaker among your friends and family? Out of my friends and family, I have some very smart friends who can speak English very fluently. I really respect them and I always try to learn how to be a better English speaker from them. What kind of attitude is important when learning a new language? When learning a new language, you should open yourself up to try new things. If you become embarrassed and shy and you don't speak or you don't use the language, you will never improve. So it's very important to practice, to study, and to learn from others. When you do that, you will improve. Your attitude will determine how quickly you learn a language. If you don't care about failure, you will improve very quickly. Have you had an embarrassing experience when speaking English? It is difficult using a second language in front of many people. I have had some embarrassing situations where I made a mistake in front of a large audience. It was kind of embarrassing, but I understood that everyone makes mistakes and I embraced it and I continued. Everybody enjoyed the speech and they respected me more because I continued and wouldn't let a small mistake keep me down. Translators are rapidly improving. Do you think people will ever stop learning languages? No, I don't think people will stop learning languages. But Translators are a useful tool to learn a language even quicker. Because if you want to study and learn phrases or new vocabulary, a translator can quickly translate it for you to learn. But people need to use a language, and you can't translate each time and then communicate. You should be able to do that inside your mind and quickly use the language. Also, by learning new languages and new skills, your brain is developing and you will become smarter. That is why we respect people that can learn many languages, and it puts them at a different level than the rest of us. We should constantly be learning a new language to improve ourselves and also become a better prospect getting a job. When did you start learning English? I started learning English when I was born. My parents would use English, and when I went to school, I started studying English. If we can create an environment where different languages are used, we will pick it up quicker as we grow up. You should try your best to use the language. Read, write, speak, listen. You should use all these skills as much as possible to quickly learn English. Why do you study English? I study English to improve myself as a person. When you learn a new language, it develops your brain. So, by studying a language, I am improving, and it also gives me better job prospects. Because the world is getting more connected, people are learning English to communicate with each other. If I improve my English skills, I am more likely to get a job over an applicant who cannot use English very well. What important words do beginners need to learn first? Beginners should focus on learning useful words that are often used. For example, they can learn some nouns that are often used. Food, car, water, school, and they can learn some common verbs. Go, eat, help, see, talk. These verbs and nouns are often used, and the students can start putting them together to use English. Do you use TV to learn English? What shows do you watch? One popular show many English learners have used to learn English is Friends. It's an American sitcom. Sitcom means situational comedy. Even though it was made in the 1990s, it is still popular to this day because the characters use common phrases and their pronunciation and speed of speaking is appropriate for English learners. I would recommend Friends as a great TV show to watch if you want to learn English. What are some similar words between your language and English? There are many words from English that is used in other languages. Taxi, TV, drama. We call these words loan words because it is used from English in other countries. More and more languages are starting to melt together, especially English words that are so commonly used they are placed in the lexicon of other languages. For example, internet and other technologically based words. Why do people get embarrassed when they have to speak English? As humans, we get embarrassed when we have to do something in public because we can get judged. We feel like if we make a mistake, other people will laugh at us. And that is not the way to think about it. If you are learning a new skill, it is okay to make mistakes. If you speak in front of a large audience, it's okay to be nervous and make mistakes, but you won't get hurt. Nothing bad will happen to you. And it's the same when learning English. We shouldn't have that fear, because the more English we use and speak, the better we will get. Have you ever studied with a tutor one-on-one? How was the experience? It was good working with a tutor one-on-one, because they fixed my mistakes whenever I made it. I got all the attention and they helped me with a lot of words and phrases and grammar I was studying with. It is great to have a one-on-one tutor, so if you have that opportunity, take it and do your best to study hard. What was your best English speaking experience? A good English speaking experience to have is when you travel or when you meet an English speaker and you can have a short conversation with them, because then you will feel lots of pride for using English with an English native speaker. It is one of the few opportunities to use a skill that we have been studying for many years. So often I meet students, and even though they studied English, they are too shy and embarrassed to say something to me, so they are missing out on a great opportunity. How would you teach someone your native language? First, I would teach them all the most important and useful words. For example, like I said, all the most used nouns and verbs. I would also teach them some common phrases so that they can start using the language as soon as possible. As they use the language, they will build their confidence and they will want to study more. With each word and phrase that they learn, they can communicate with other speakers of my language and learn more words after that. Learning a new language is very important for us professionally and personally. If you would like more English questions like these, check out the book in the description below.